Hi, hello Facebook, hello YouTube. We are live. Okay, it's gonna be a very brief one. It's gonna be a very brief one. Um, I just wonder if the caption is showing. Okay, so I just want to talk about this route, the study route to this beautiful country. I hope you guys are doing okay. Let me know if you're joining. Just let me know in the comment section. Say hello if you are just joining and let me know where you're joining from. I'd love to know. I'd love to connect with you guys. I can see one person joining. Thank you for joining. Could you just say hello in the comment section? I guess the video seems a lot better today. The network seems a lot better today. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? If you're joining, could you say hello on the comment section? And just let me know if you can hear me so I'm not just talking into the air um, without anyone actually hearing me. I can see two people on the live. Okay, so I actually did put on a caption, and I'm sure you've seen the caption. Yeah, 200 euros and relocated to this country, and you're wondering what is she talking about? So yeah, in this video, like I said, it's going to be a very quick one. A lot of people have talked to me about this country. What is the name of the country? I think you're going so fast. Eden Bonnie. Which is your first name? Which do you prefer to be called? I think you're going too fast. Relax, okay? You're only joining the video, so you're going to be knowing what country I'm talking about. So I'm actually talking about the most beautiful country in the world. And guess what country that would be? You tell me now. Let me put you on the hot spot. You tell me. When I say the most beautiful country in the world, the richest country in the world, what country comes to your mind? You tell me, Adam. Write it in the comment section. When I talk about the most beautiful country in the world, what country comes to your mind? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Let me know in the comment section when you hear the most beautiful country in the world. Which country quickly comes to your mind? What country are you thinking about? I can't say. Okay, I have you in a hot spot there. Okay, well, I'm going to be talking about Luxembourg today, okay? And Luxembourg is a big name, and in fact, it is. If I say it's the most beautiful country in the world, I'm not mistaken. I'm not overhyping it. If I say it's the richest country in the world, I'm not overhyping it. Google is your friend. You can use Google. Luxembourg is actually a very beautiful place. And lately, I've received a lot of emails from people asking me to talk about Luxembourg and, stuff around Luxembourg. You relocate into Luxembourg. Like, if you are on this channel, you would know that I've always been on the study route, right? That's actually my number one route of relocating. If you want to relocate, that's the surest way of going into any country. Now I know that money would always be the problem around study, and that's why a lot of people would opt for the work visa, and that's very understandable. But of course, you can always take advantage of maybe schools that have low tuitions, and of course, if you have good grades, you can put all your energies on scholarships, like your life literally depends on it. Okay, yeah, so with scholarships, you should be good, right? If you get a good scholarship, you get even partly funded or fully funded, sometimes, and even some come with stipends, especially depending on how good you are. Sometimes people may not even necessarily have maybe a 2.1 GPA or even a first class, but if you can do a very good packaging, show yourself that um you have good and strong stuffs going around you, like leadership skills. Um you participated in a lot of live projects, especially what do we call them now? Is it voluntary projects? Those kind of stuff, right? That kind of sets your personality apart, right? Like stuff would up your chances of getting the scholarships approved. Not necessarily for people with high grades. High grades, yes, it's um, a key one in applying for a scholarship. But sometimes, yes, it's not just everything, right? If you have all of this put together, you have a very strong SOP, that shows that you are just more than your GPA, right? You may not necessarily have a high GPA, but like you're able to do so much, you're able to offer so much to life. If you're able to demonstrate this, yeah, you actually stand a high chance getting this is approved. So one of the main reasons people relocate to a country obviously is for better quality of life, right? Is there any other reason people relocate? No. Majority of them. Yeah, there could be some other reasons, but majority of the times it's majorly for better quality of life, right? And yeah, Luxembourg is a place to go to. Now there's so many reasons why Luxembourg is a yes for me, because it is a beautiful country. Now Luxembourg is so it's trilingual, I guess. Yeah, I think they speak German, they speak French, and they speak Luxembourgish or something, Luxembourgish or whatever. I don't think I'm calling it right, but that's the local language of the Luxembourg, the people of Luxembourg, right? And oh, hi, Patience. I can see you. Hello, welcome from Facebook. So Luxembourg, like I said, it's a very beautiful country, and they speak three languages, and so German, French, and the local Luxembourg language. So it's I really have missed you, Patience. I really have. Yeah, I was actually going to inbox you and see how you were doing. Hi, Esther. Thank you so much. So yeah, obviously, and what does that tell you? That tells you that it's a place that it's um like it has lots of migrants in them, right? There are lots of migrants in Luxembourg, right? So, and that tells you that it's a place where you can actually build your global network. Okay, so if I'm thinking of migrating to a place where about 50% of our population, now it's a very small population in Luxembourg, but about 50% of that population are actually migrants. So no, these things you think about, or going into a new place, racism and those kind of stuff, it's definitely not in a place like Luxembourg. You find those kind of things because most of the people, a good number of the persons in Luxembourg are all migrants, right? And of course, being the richest country in the world, I need not to tell you what our education system would be like. The education system in Luxembourg is brilliant. It's amazing. It's one of the best. So you're sure of getting one of the best standards of education if you are going to Luxembourg for study, right? And yeah, so many other stuff. It's a Schengen country, obviously, and so if you go to Luxembourg and you have a Luxembourgish visa, that means you have the privilege to, enjoy other Schengen privileges, so you can travel to other Schengen countries and the likes. Um, so yeah, so many good stuff. There are jobs there, like good jobs, very good jobs. The quality of life there is top notch. I mean, I didn't need to say to stress all of that now. Google is your friend. Always do your research, like for yourself, right? I don't expect you to take my word for tick to talk. Always do your research. The fact that I love Luxembourg so much, it may not necessarily tick your boxes, right? So don't make moves because like we're going to bring this information to you, but you may also have personal boxes to be ticked before you make a decision for going to for migrating before migrating to a country. So it's always good you do your own due diligence, okay, and see if it's actually a country that ticks the boxes for you. But overall, Luxembourg is a wonderful country. Okay, so I'm just talking about the study route here. Okay, I just want to show you one of the colleges. Okay, so a lot of people have asked me, oh, recommend a college, blah blah blah. We're interested in Luxembourg, they know how to go about it. There's no how to go about it. Obviously, if you're going from the study perspective, I'm actually going to do a lot of videos more on the job route. But if you're going from a study perspective, it's as good as going there, looking out for colleges in Luxembourg and applying to them. No, patience. 200 euro for visa for everything. No, I'm just talking about the tuition here. Okay. So yeah. So I would So I'm just gonna share my screen. Okay. Just gonna share my screen and show you guys this. Okay, so we're on this site. Okay, so this is the school site. Just let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah, I'm sure my screen is actually showing you the college websites. Are you able to see my screen? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm sure you're able to see my screen. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Um, we can see it. Okay, amazing. Amazing. Okay. So this is the college, okay? So just let's just look at the study programs, and this is for 2024-2025 academic year. Okay. So if you go here, it shows you how to apply, all the stuff you need to do to be eligible. So there are bachelor's courses, there are master's courses. Okay, this is for technology and medicine. This is for law, economics, and finance. Okay, if you're going for a BSc program in law, economics, and finance, if you're going for humanity, education, and social sciences. So it all depends. They have variety of courses, right? Like you may be wondering what kind of courses are available in this college. So these are MSc programs as well, for in economics and finance, in education and social sciences, and in technology and medicine. So let's go here, for example. Okay, so master's program. Now, a lot of people, I know one of the things that really bothers them around Luxembourg as well. So because there are lots of migrants in Luxembourg, um, English is actually a common language, okay? So the fact that they have German, they have French, they have, they have the Luxembourgish. English is also a strong and central language in Luxembourg, okay? So don't be worrying. So, for example, see this master's program. So it says German, French, Luxembourgish masters in physics, okay? And this says, okay, this is Erasmus Mundus joint masters in cyber security. So let's look at this. Okay, for example. Okay, so see the program at a glance. Okay, so it's a 2 years program, and I'm sure this is so language. I'm sure this is En obviously is English and French, or En and I don't know what that DE means, but I definitely know that English. There's English and there's English. Okay, so that means this program is going to be taught in English. So, for example, look at the fee for this program. Okay, so it's 200 euros per semester, right? And you have 4 semesters in 2 years, so you have 2 semesters in a year. This is so cheap, and compared to the quality of education you're getting in Luxembourg, comparing it as well with other sister countries, especially sister countries that may not even necessarily give you the quality of life in Luxembourg. I mean, the cost here is so reasonable. Now, this is not even looking at whether you have scholarships or not. So obviously there are scholarships in this college that you can take advantage of as well. Okay, so February, so the admission starts from it's ongoing now, and it's until April. Okay, and Saturday, 16th March 2024, open day. Okay, so they're having an open day. So I just want you to have a a look around on all the courses. I think my attraction basically as well, of course, it's an established fact that they have top-notch education. They have one of the most beautiful system. They have all of those good stuff. Now, my attraction and why I'm bringing this to you is also to show you that despite the fact that they have all this good, they also have affordable colleges as well. So you can take advantage of this, right? Um, so let's look at other courses. So if I go into Masters of Science in Biomedicine, for example, okay, so this is also 200 euros per semester. This is the same thing, okay, and the language is English. So you see, full-time and admissions managed by university. So you may probably need to write here if you're going to be applying. Okay, right to the admission body. So if you go to how to apply, it will tell you how you can do that. All right. The course is actually my attraction here, guys. So you see, so there are so many courses I don't really want to be going through it. I would leave obviously the link for you. It's a very easy one. So it's just if you do uni.li. So this is actually like a central one of the biggest public universities in Luxembourg. It's uni.lu, okay, uni.lu, so University of Luxembourg, and you get in here, okay, and you look at the program. You can look for yourself, look out for the programs they have yourself, and go on to make this application by yourself. So if you are applying, so these are the informations you need to have. Bachelor's and master's programs, okay, you need to see what you are applying for. Find out more about the study programs or learn how to apply below. So you see how to apply. So first of all, you choose a study program, okay, and then of course you have to decide what program you're going for, and then look at your eligibility criteria for that program. Obviously, when you go into a program, you're going to see all the things that the department or the faculty is looking for. Okay, so see yourself, weigh yourself against the criteria and see if you are eligible for them. Because sometimes people make all these applications look like they are rocket science. They're not rocket science, guys. You can do these things for yourself. It's just for you to pay a little bit of attention, especially if this is what you want. You don't necessarily need anybody to do these things for you. Okay, so eligibility, you check your eligibility criteria, and then you prepare the required documents. It's as simple as that. So when you look at the eligibility criteria, they're going to tell you what documents you're looking for. If they need a language test, they're going to tell you all of that. If they need your transcript, your official transcript, they're going to tell you all of that. If they need your international passport, if they whatever documents they need, it's going to be stated out all of that. If they need you to write an essay, if they need you to write an SOP, if they need you to submit an academic CV, all of that. Now your duty is to come back now and prepare the required documents, okay? Then you need to create an account on the platform. So when you go in here, you need to create an account on the school platform. Every college, every university would have their different way. Some would just say, okay, click here and, or write to an email, whichever way, just follow the instructions. Okay, so create an account. You need to create an account just like the way you go on Facebook, create an account, you do that, and then complete your application and pay for your application fee. If there's an application fee available, then submit your application online, and then your application will be processed, okay, and then you will get a feedback as to whether you're taken or not. So I mean, these processes are I say they are clear enough. So, and for proof of language skills is actually exempted for a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people on my life, I'm sure it's exempted for you because it's exempted for most English speaking countries. So on internationally recognized language test certificates for European okay, this is for European candidates only. Language certificates accepted by the University of Luxembourg for English is Ielts. They have TOEFL and the likes of them, but it's actually exempted for a lot of people. I've actually read through this, so I know that people who are taught in English from most English-speaking countries are exempted. So there's no point in me going through that on the screen, right? So yeah, Choma, you're very much welcome. You're very much welcome. So these things are like they're pretty straightforward. They are like at every stage you are told what you need to do. You actually clarified on what you need to do. If you can read and write and pay attention to instructions, there's no reason why you can't make this application for yourself. Here and there you may get a little bit confused. And the thing is they're very good. So even most times when you send emails to say, oh, about this or that, you'd always get clarity, right? So yeah, I'm always for the study route. That's actually my number one route because like it's once you can just prove all of those stuff, like once you if it's If it's something that you have good qualifications and you're able to get scholarships and stuff, and you're able to secure the admission for yourself, that's, it actually takes down your POF. That's your proof of funds at the visa stage, right? So, because money is always the problem, right? So if you have good grades at the moment, sometimes, like I said initially, I've seen a lot of people, I've applied for a lot of people who they don't necessarily have good grades, but the packaging. So you may not necessarily have good grades, but you have great problem solving skills, right? You have fantastic problem solving skills, and you're able to demonstrate this, that you've been doing so much that solves real life problems. You've been addressing lots of real life problems, and you have fantastic leadership skills. You have what it takes, to, so they want people. It's not all about, like, having the grades are good. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. If you have good grades, respect to you, amazing. Okay, but if you don't have good grades and you have these personalities, so it's not the end of the world for you. It's you need that ability to be able to package yourself and show yourself. So sometimes, especially in most of the schools abroad, they don't necessarily pay attention. They understand that the fact that you have good grades does not make you really the best or what they're looking for, right? So you should be able to show that in the present world of today, like, you are able to apply whatever knowledge you have, and that you've been doing that. So you're probably out of school the last 3, 4, 5 years. What have you been doing, right? They also want to see people who are ready to serve society. Maybe you've done a couple of um, voluntary jobs in the past. These are things you want to put in there, right? So for you to be involving yourself in voluntary expositions like that, it shows that obviously you're a great personality. And if you've taken part in certain kind of projects or leadership roles and stuff like that, these are the things you want to put out there to sell yourself. They actually up your chances of getting scholarship. Most department or faculty want to bring you in and give you that chance, even without you having a high GPA. So this is how you go about it. So you can see the point of this video actually is to show you that it's just about you researching. Sometimes people just stay there and they're like, oh, it's abroad, it's so expensive. You don't necessarily know the cost. That's why I have not traveled. That's why I'm not, I can't do it. I can't do it. But sometimes you can actually do it. It's not something that you cannot do automatically. There's actually so many ways to go about these things. There are actually a lot of schools that are cheap that you can take advantage. Just that you don't know them. You're not researching for them. You can't find them. That's if you're finding. Some people are so lazy to find, you know. So they're actually schools with good tuitions, good schools that tick all the boxes that you can use for. They're actually scholarships that you can apply for if you pay attention on how to apply and get them, right? You can get these things approved, especially if you're looking for a study route, maybe something. And to be very honest, I remember that study route is obviously the best route. It's my number one route, obviously. In today's world, you need some. The job route is a little bit competitive. A little bit. The reason why it's competitive, obviously, is the fact that organizations that are hiring you abroad, they need to prove to their government that, oh, we're hiring this person because there's no person in the country that we can hire. I mean, that is very hard, if you get what I mean, right? It's very hard for them to make such proofs and such claims that the reason they are taking you is that there's no other person in their country that they can hire. So that's a very tough one for an employer. So an employer would most likely not want to go through that route. They would want to take somebody local. Obviously, if you're an employer, you do that. And so that's why it's difficult, right? So for you, most likely to go via the job route, you may have some kind of special skills, a very high rankings, or maybe if not a special skill, something that's so much on the shortage. Okay, before I can go, so but that doesn't. But with the study route, if you do all the right things, your chances of getting your visas are very, very high if you do all the right things. The major problem most times I know people would face is the proof of funds, not even the school fees. Sometimes it's the school fees if you have in a very expensive school, but most times it will be with the POF. People go ahead and they are able to rally around and pay their school fees sometimes. But then when you're paying a school fees and you're showing the visa officer that you're going to be sponsoring yourself, you're paying school fees, then that means he needs to see a lot more money in your account to show that you don't need to rely on whatever work you're going to be doing in the country. Yes, maybe in your mind you're relying on, if I go there I'm going to be working, but that's not what the visa officer wants to know. So you're supposed to, if you have scholarship opportunities, if you have low tuition, so already he's calculating what your POF should be based on the tuition of your school, if you get what I mean, right? And he's calculating what your POF should be based on the fact. So if you have a fully funded scholarship, for example, so the visa office already knows that this chap is not paying no school fees, right? So they're just looking at your living. And sometimes even your scholarship, some scholarships even come with living expenses. Yeah, some kind of assistantship, graduate, they pay you a stipend. So if you have that kind of scholarship in place, especially if you have a letter from your college who have issued that to say that this and this and this and this and this is what this person's scholarship covers. So it crashes down your POF automatically. You don't have so much to prove to the visa officer that, oh, this is what I need to be paying and not paying. He knows that you're not paying, that it's all sorted, it's all taken care of. That is why you need to give energy to scholarships. If you're looking at study, it's really a lifesaver. It has saved so many people's life and it's still saving lives up to today. So if you have good grades, if you're still in college, better get good grades. It's important, right? I'm not talking down on good grade, but I'm saying even if you don't have a first class or 2 point, it's not. I have seen people with not so-called good grades who have been able to still secure scholarships. So it's a total package, if you get what I mean, right? But good grades, obviously, it's an upper hand. So guys, I think that's everything. I think if you're looking around Luxembourg, University of Luxembourg is a very good school. That's the point, and it's not as expensive as people would think. People are so lazy to search out for information, especially with the anti-immigration policies coming from Canada, coming from the UK. Obviously, those places are not in my destination. If I were to be immigrating at the moment, I wouldn't be looking at those destinations personally. I'm not saying don't look at those destinations, but as well, if you're planning, you need to be smart, you need to be wise, right? You need to invest your energy and time in a place where you know that you have high chances of getting your visa approved. If you're thinking about settling in the country, what are the chances, what are the um what are the criteria set by the country? Are there things that are achievable? Are they favorable? Like, are there better options? These are things you have to be looking at. It's not just wanting to relocate, or you're just putting in an effort in a place where you have. So if I'm going to a country where I know that I have 3/10 chances, and I know another place where I have 8/10, I would rather invest my energy in the 8/10 place. So yeah, yeah, oh, absolutely, Jennifer. Yeah, so I would rather invest. That's personal now. I'd rather invest my energy in the 8/10 place. Except, of course, you have your umbilical cord tied to a particular country. Everybody's not going to go to the same country. Everybody's not going to go to the US. Everybody's not going to go to Canada. Everybody's not going to go. That's why God made a lot of countries, right? That's why the world is big. That's why God is great. He's made the whole world. So if everybody goes to the same country, that country is going to feel the heat. Obviously, I think the rush into Canada has opened their eyes. They are beginning to feel the heat from the migrants, and that's why they're making all of this policies. So the policy is not favoring people coming in at the moment, but that's what it's going to be. They're going to protect their country. They're going to protect. There are so many other countries that are not necessarily flooded at the moment, and they're very good. It's just, I think people are just lazy to research. You just sit down there, and all you hear is US, Canada. That does not mean that the US gives you the best of life. There are so many countries that are quiet out there, but they are sweet. They are brilliant, right? So it's your ability to sit down and look at these countries. They may even tick your boxes. It's just that you've not looked. So I think people need to have a wider, look wider, look for, beautiful countries. Don't just sit down there and, be stuck be stuck in a particular country, and there are so many. So be very open, very very open in 2024 to try out things, especially if you've been trying a particular in a particular way. I'm talking to people who have been trying. Okay, if you've been trying a particular thing a particular way and it's not working, it's time to re-strategize. It's time to try something maybe different. I don't know, but I'm just thinking aloud. But yeah, the US is a great place. Canada is a great place. But like I said, everybody's not going to go to the US. Everybody's not going to go to Canada. Everybody's not going to. Um, Me for one, I don't even love to live in the UK anyway. Respect to people who live in the UK, but everybody's not going to live in the UK. You know, if you actually rank in best places in the Europe to live, I don't even think UK comes in that list personally. But yeah, that's what it is. So guys, have an open mind, try more, but above all, you need to be researchable. Okay, nobody's going to do these researches for you. You need to be researchable. You need to be able to get information and fly from there. So I don't like when I say something, I don't expect you to take it for TikTok. Don't take it, right? Go back and do your researches. Go back. There may be stuffs about you that does not make this place the best place for you, if you get what I mean. So the fact that I say it's a good country does not make you take. So you can go back and see, oh, okay, read more about it. Read more, and when you're reading more about it, you know what you're looking for as a person. I don't know what you're looking for in a place. I don't know what your situation is. Somebody may be single and maybe, okay, I don't really care. I just need a country where I'll go and have this. And some other persons are like, okay, no, I want a country where I'm going to while I'm moving. So you have a different thing you're looking for, right? Everybody has something different they're looking for. So go and do your researches and make sure that a country ticks the boxes for you before you invest in energy. Don't just go into stuff and do stuff. Relocation is a big move, right? And as much as possible, you want to be sure that at the end of the day, you are happy, when you have done that. So yeah, guys, I hope this was helpful. Please help me share the video so a lot of people can get this information, right? A lot of people can get this information. It's very, very important. Please be very kind to help me share the video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Even though I came in impromptu, I'm surprised that people are joining. I was actually thinking in my head, okay, they're gonna watch it later on. They may not be, but I really appreciate that the fact that people are joining and we're able to talk. At least I know people. I'm able to see Patience. I haven't seen you in a long while. Patience, where have you been? Edem, I think I'm seeing you for the first time. I think I'm seeing you for the first time on my life. And thank you so much for joining. Jennifer, I think I saw you yesterday. Please, with £200, cover everything. No, £200 is just the tuition. Yeah, £200 is just the tuition. But the good thing about this thing is, like I explained earlier on. So when a course has low tuition, for example, obviously within your visa and the POF, it's all slashed out, because the visa officers are calculating all of this based on what your tuition is, because they're going to be presenting your admission letter when you're applying for visa and all of that. What is your school fees? How much have you paid? How much are you still owing the school, right? So if you have £200, so that automatically takes down. So it is, for me, it's good. It's amazing. It's amazing, right? I am. Thank you so much for the information. You're welcome, Chioma. I think no, I don't think this is my first time of seeing Chioma Jennifer. I think I've seen you a couple of times, and thank you so much for joining. Um, Jennifer, it seems like it's my first time, or probably I saw you yesterday. Sadia, thank you so much for that. I don't think this is my first time of seeing Sadia. Thank you for joining. Um, can I work and school if I am going for masters? Oh, Edem, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can work. Absolutely. So every country, most of the developed countries would give students, international students, time to work. So I think you get about 20 hours, right? It's kind of the same in every country. There may be variables, right? There may be variables, but definitely you can work. Yeah. I can't speak for the hours for every country, but a lot of times it's actually 20 hours you have as an international student doing your MSc. Yes, definitely you can work. Okay. It's just that depending on what course you are doing and all of that. Now you see the thing. So you see the thing with the problem. For example, let me tell you again. So when people go for courses, and especially when it's a difficult course, right? And then you know you don't have the money, and it's an expensive course. So for me, it's even better you're looking for schools with cheap tuitions. It makes sense if you, especially if you're on a low budget, right? Because if you look for those kind of schools and all your mind is, oh, if I go there, I'm gonna work. What about the school? That's what I see most people do here. Okay, so many people come here and they are here to school, and when they come here, they are remembering all the problems back home. Trust a Nigerian, for example, who has found himself in Canada or in the US to study. All his mind is to um work out their life. Oh, finally, I can now work and get dollars. Oh, you work in the morning, you work in the night, you work in the midnight if possible. And then where's the time to study? So for you, study is nothing. So by the time your eyes is cleared, you are graduating from your MSc and you have very bad grades. And those grades are able to get you a job that keeps you in the country. So what's the point? What's the point? And remember, the initial goal is to settle in that country. So why don't then within that time focus on getting good grades? So you want to solve all the problem. I can understand the poverty and all the problems from where, but problem does not finish, guys. So you come in like that, and you just throw your books aside. You're like, this book, Shasha, I've gotten my visa, and I'm just here to work. And you work morning, day, and night. You want to do everything in a day, and then you forget about the studies, and then boom, time flies. Obviously, before you know it, it's the end of the year, and you have terrible grades. So with such terrible grades, how do you compete with the locals? If you get what I mean. So you are actually an international, and if you want to be honest with yourself, for you to get certain jobs, you need to be up there. You need to be up there so you can compete with the locals. You know, yeah. There's some, if even in our home countries, there's some form of selections that are not fair. Talk more of a country. In fact, these people here are very fair. I have to be very honest. They're very fair. But you as a local, you know that you're not in your country. So some kind of jobs, you need to, if a local is getting 10, you need to be 15. So that if I'm an employer, I have no reason to think about that local. I'm like, no, 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 no. She's just exceptionally good. I don't care. I don't see where she's coming from. I'm going to take her. So you need to. But most times we don't put in this effort when we come in to do the program. We're so work, because you're focused. Some of us are even focusing on that work to be able to pay up our school fees, if you get what I mean. So you see why looking out for school, I can keep hammering this, looking out for schools that have cheap tuitions. And at the same time, if you have good grades, or if you have what it takes to get scholarship, chase scholarships like your life depends, so that you're not so pressured around that money, even when you come, so that you're focusing on your studies. Because in the long run, your grades would go a long way in helping you settling down, because you're looking for a job that can actually give you your permanent residence in the country. And sometimes most of those kind of jobs, whatever you've come to study, if you get jobs in those fields, they are the things that can keep you down in the country. So you need to sort out all of these, and not just from your home country. You don't care. Once you make an application, once you're able to show whatever and get a visa, off you go. And then when you come into a country, all you're thinking of is to solve all the problems in your home country, in Ghana or in Nigeria or wherever, in 12 months. The problem has been there before you were born. So you're not going to solve it in 1 year. So you need to focus first on your studies. Come out with good grades. Think about you even settling down, having your two legs in the country first, before you want to solve all your generational problems. The generational problems are there. They're not going to finish. So do your 20 hours, solve the ones you can solve, and pay attention to your studies, right? That's my advice, guys. I think I answered your question, Eden, right? And I I think I did that so well. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to share the video, and like I'm almost going to be going live every single day because there is so much to talk about. There is so much to talk about. There is so much you can do. There is so much you can do for yourself. Let's not just sit down there and keep complaining and keep complaining. There's a lot to do, and you have to do that for yourself as an individual. Unfortunately, where we're coming from, the leadership doesn't care. Unfortunately, you gotta fight for yourself, guys. So stop complaining and start doing the work. But it is possible, it's achievable, but there is work to do. Yeah. So have a great day, guys. I hope you have a great evening. I hope it's a beautiful evening for you, and I see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.